Calling to order the Lake Mills City Council meeting, special meeting, April 13th, 2020. And we will call them, that's calling to order, and you will call the roll call, please, Misty.
Mr. Fields?
Here.
Mrs. Fritsch?
Here.
Mr. Foster?
Here.
Mr. Fritsch?
Here.
Ms. Schmidt?
Here. Here.
Thank you.
Okay. And that moves us to questions and public comment. There's no one in the chambers here. Do you have anybody online, Steve?
I think we have two. Do either of the guests want to comment, Trent or the other person? Your mics and video are muted.
No, not at this time.
Thank you.
Neither one?
Nope.
Okay. So, do I still need to read the thing? That's good enough? Okay, since there's nobody here. All right, so closing questions and public comment, going on to item 4, council business. Item A, would you read that please for us, Misty?
Resolution 20-14, resolution approving the tax incremental district number 5, amendment number 1, project plan and boundary, city of Lake Mills in Jefferson County, Wisconsin.
Okay. Just for the information purposes, the Planning Commission met immediately before this meeting, and I believe, I don't have it in writing, but I believe they passed this resolution. Am I correct, Mr. Wilkie?
That's correct. They passed it.
Do we know what the vote was?
They were all yes.
Okay, it was unanimous to approve Resolution 2014. In order to discuss this, I need a motion to approve. Is there someone on the council who would like to make that motion?
I'll make that motion to approve the resolution 20-14.
Okay, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Vicki, I got yours first. All right, and so I have a motion and a second. Mr. Wilkie, would you update us on this?
TID number 5 was originally approved in May of 2014. Most of the concepts within TID number 5 are still in place, so a lot of the conversations that we had at the Plan Commission were about items that have been in place for 5 years already. Probably the biggest change was the visualizations provided by the planner for the update. The key item in this amendment is there's some added territory, a little bit on the golf course there by 1204, which allows us to, we have a CSM there that we're taking a little sliver off the edge of the golf course to put in a stormwater detention basin that will serve the Topol service area down there and the City of Lake Mills 1204 site. We also are adding in the city-owned property, which is parcel number 34 there, and then parcel number 30, which is an UNS parcel, which we've been working on quite a bit in the last 6 months in relationship to the new Tyrannina Point subdivision. Most of the project work that's being done in this amendment is the Mud Lake Road improvement. And so a lot of the schedule that's changed from the original one was a better updating of the Mud Lake Road project, which was actually in the original TID number 5. But this time we have a payment schedule set up because we have a parcel number 30 which is Tyrannina Point, is scheduled to be built out, and we're using the increment from that development to pay for Mud Lake Road. So, Mr. Wolf, do you have anything you want to add?
No, as you said, the key issues are the territory amendments, and then again, focusing on some of the development interest that's come up on the area near the golf course and the 1204 site, which were not in the TID. So to bring them into the TID were the key components of this amendment.
Okay. Council members, any questions or comments? Just let us know. Okay, and as Mr. Wilkie said, this is a TID that's been in place since what year was it?
2014, 5 years, almost to the date.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and so we're just doing an amendment to it, and that's all we're doing?
Yes, it's a boundary amendment, a boundary and plan amendment, and the basics are the hatched areas. Those are the boundaries. And then the plan is basically Mud Lake Road.
Mr. Wilkie, if I can add, all of the things associated with TID still hold true. All development would have to still be reviewed by the Plan Commission and the Council. No expenditures would occur without the Council approval. The focus is on infrastructure projects here, and then to make other properties that are probably ripe for redevelopment to be included in this project plan. This is a pay-go, so there isn't the anticipation as the city has done in the past is if a developer comes in and would like TIF assistance for something, they would negotiate with Mr. Wilkie and Mr. Drescher in advance of based upon what their project is and what they feel, what the city feels if the TID should support.
And the council will get a developer's agreement that they can review and approve before any final deals are made. If they develop without TID assistance, then it's irrelevant. But if they ask for any TID money, then we sit down and hammer out the developer's agreement as part of the pay-go.
Okay, thank you for the information. Any other questions or comments from the council at this time? Well, hearing none, I guess we're ready to vote. So Misty, would you call the roll?
Mrs. Fritsch,
Aye.
Mr. Foster,
Aye.
Mr. Fritsch,
Aye.
Ms. Schmidt,
Aye.
Mr. Fields.
Aye.
Motion passed 5-0.
Okay, thank you for that. And since this is a special meeting, that is the only item on our agenda. Number 5 is recommendations for future agendas. We do have a meeting next Tuesday at our regular time, and that is also going to be our reorganization meeting that night. And other than that, Mr. Wilkie, do you have anything else before I adjourn the meeting?
We'll definitely have the bid documents for the street maintenance that came in, and then the Mud Lake Road project. We'll probably also have some preliminary resolutions for the bonds. So I imagine and then you always have the bank depositories and the official newspapers.
Right. Okay. Seeing nobody else indicating wanting to speak, meeting is adjourned.